Well, James, I must say, fellow classmate though you are, you give our national hero, Thomas Edison, quite a drubbing. After all, he was played by Mickey Rooney on the screen. And
That's not fair of you. I didn't give him a drubbing. I could have mentioned Swan, who is reputed to have invented the electric light before he did. I could have, in terms of American heroes, I could have talked about Wheatstone instead of Morse. I actually did talk about Hughes inventing radio instead of Hertz. I mean, there's a lot of pluses in there. What I was getting at with Edison was that inventing the business of inventing, he spurred the modern world towards separating itself from science and understanding science as technology. And what I'm getting at there is that what people stopped doing is being aware of the fundamental problems being faced by science and of the direction in which theoretical science is going. Because they say, well, we leave that to the scientists, that's theoretical stuff, and we're only concerned with the comfort-making appliances of science.
in the early Renaissance, when people like Toscanelli apply technology to navigation, that's seen as a very positive thing. Why should the divorce between technology and science seem
be a bad thing now?
Today? Why is it a bad thing now?
Well, I think because science is doing things that ultimately impact a great deal harder on us, impact in the sense of atomic bomb impact. I mean, you know, it's all very well to say all I want is a digital watch when the same investigation of the electron leads you to blow Hiroshima to smithereens. What I'm saying here is that we've reached a stage where the community has to be more aware of what science is doing. Back in Toscanelli's day, it sort of didn't matter. There wasn't much that was going to do harm to many people in terms of science, scientific theory then. Now there is.
I do see your point that the people of Nagasaki or Hiroshima were living in a Newtonian world and suddenly had Einstein's world dumped on them. In practical terms, obviously, we live our everyday lives still in Newton's universe. Could it be otherwise?
Well, I mean, the business about Heisenberg is that although Heisenberg is only talking about little teeny subatomic particles when he says you can tell where it is and how it's going, but not both, and therefore he said, now we know we shall never know. We only live in a universe of probabilities, of chance, of God throwing dice, if you like. At the macroscopic level, it's true that if I hit myself, I'm solid, I'm not buzzing electrons. That's true in that sense. But in a much wider sense, what I was getting at was that Heisenberg also said something which works in the macroscopic level. He said you can never separate the observer from the observation, that in observing nature we change it. And what I'm trying to say in the next and last program is very much that if you look at the way in which we approach nature, in which we approach trying to understand how the universe functions, we arrive with preconceptions, with pre-structured views, with theories that we then test out. I mean, fundamentally, I suppose what I'm saying is that science is like a person going into a room with an electric torch. They point the torch into the darkness, A, because they have a theory there's something there to see.
This is a flashlight, a torch.
Flashlight, sorry. There's something there to see. B, that what is there will be illuminated by light, and C, that it is in that dark room. Well, that presupposes that there's something there, that it will react to light, and that it isn't in some other room. So before you get there, you've already pre-structured what it is you're expecting to see. And in that sense, Heisenberg is right in ordinary life. We do everything. In doing what we do, we prejudge what the world is about. In observing, we change it. We fit it to what our expectations are. And in that sense, as I say, I hope to show in program 10, scientists are no different from the rest of us, and that's why it matters that we don't care or take any account of what they're up to.
I suppose there is a danger.